I'm Chris Helmuth with Hands on Greater Phoenix, and these are the instructions on how to make your superhero cape. So you should have received a box with all the supplies. Inside are the capes, a bag of stencils, a bag of scrap fabric, some scissors, there's all my stuff, craft glue, fabric markers, and finally I think your Velcro tabs. So the first thing you want to do is at a table or a counter or on the floor even if you want, you're going to lay out your cape. So notice if there's a good side, there's not really a good side or a bad side to these. It doesn't really matter what the fabric looks like. I would just look and see if there's any stains or spots. Some of them are going to have marker already on them that you might see. And if it's really bad, put that on the underneath side and glue all the things on the other side so that it just looks as nice as possible. If you feel like the cape is a little jagged on the edge, you can always take your fabric scissors and kind of smooth it out. You know, it certainly doesn't need to be perfect, but we want them to look obviously as nice as we can. So, so again, if you see any marker and it's really bad on one side where we cut out all the capes, flip it over and make that other side like your finished side, okay? And then the bulk of what you're doing really is deciding how you want to decorate it. So you can use the bag of stencils we sent you, or if you're super creative, you can look up your own stuff and print it off. You can use those things as stencils. You can just cut out and do whatever you want. We don't suggest, we stay away from drawing. We didn't really give you lots of markers, and unless you're a really great artist, a fabric marker on this fabric doesn't look great. So that's why we go with the cutouts. So you just, again, don't have to use our stencils, but we have these to make it really easy. And what you're going to do is take your scrap fabric that you got in your bag, different colors hopefully for you, and you can find stuff you like, and you're going to use, let's see, how about a lightning bolt? You're not going to glue the stencils onto the cape. You're going to trace the stencils onto the scrap fabric, then cut those stencils out, and then glue those stencils onto the cape. So you use your fabric markers to trace your stencils. If you're doing, let's see, well, any of the ones. You know, obviously the Spider-Man is a little bit more intricate, so you gotta feel good about cutting for those. A lot of the things are, you know, pretty straightforward. If you're gonna do the Superman, that's a two-piece. Instead of having you have to cut everything out inside, we made it two pieces. So you have the diamond shape, and then I'm trying to find for you, there we go, the S shape. So I recommend two different colors. Trace and cut this out, and then trace this backwards, or that's actually how it looks to you, backwards, so that when you cut it out, you'll be able to flip it over and not see any of the markers in case you don't get them all cut off, right? Trace it backwards, and then when you cut it off and glue it on here, it's nice and clean and neat. And remember that the big chunky part of the S goes at the top of the diamond. I've seen people do it this way, and not, you know, it's not wrong, but it doesn't really fit on the diamond, right? Superman is up here. So do that. You certainly do any colors you want. You don't have to stick to the traditional colors. We also provide you with the oval and the Batman logo. You don't have to use the logo, but it looks kind of, sometimes it looks cool if you want to do that. Those two go together. And then the last one is the Spider-Man and that circle. So those are in a baggie sort of all to themselves. So you can, I mean, you do the background a different color than you would do the logo. So that's how that works. So yeah, so you cut out whatever you want. I have some cutouts here. I have some butterflies, different sizes, different colors. We did the cupcake. A lot of people decorate the cupcake with sprinkles. They make sprinkles out of the different fabric. There's a crown. I would just suggest that you try and keep a theme, like maybe not a cupcake with Batman. Doesn't exactly sort of go together. But, you know, whatever you think makes sense, whatever you think is fun is going to be great. Here is an example of one somebody did. They kept it really simple, but looks really cool. They used 2 different size stars, 2 different colors, and then they made just little rectangles out of scrap fabric. So it looks, you know, kind of exciting and powerful, right? Because that's what we want, a powerful superhero. And then glued it on. So once you're done cutting everything, I would move your cape a little bit so it's not right underneath you. This craft glue does not dry clear, it dries white, so you don't want to get extra glue dots on your cape. You want to take whatever you cut out, find out which is the nice side, which is the nicer side, and then flip it over. Maybe you have a paper towel or a paper plate that you can do your gluing on. Glue along the edge, but not at the very edge. So, because you don't want when you put it down for glue to squish out the edges, right? So put it just inside, a little dot maybe on any of like the fine ends, like maybe I might put a little dot here. And then I would just put it around, fill in a little. If you're having trouble with the glue, use a paper clip. You can also just unscrew the top. Use, if you have a small paintbrush or a craft stick or plastic silverware or whatever you like to use to get the glue out, that's fine. But you know, you want to be careful with the glue. Too much glue and it starts to look sloppy and yucky because this doesn't dry clear. So put the glue on your item, yucky side down, and then flip it over and glue it where you want. You can't really move it around, reposition it, so make sure you like where you put it because it's sticking there. And yeah, feel free to do as much as you want, or you can keep it really simple and straightforward. The kids love them no matter what. They're excited to get to wear them and all be their own unique superhero. The last piece is the Velcro tab in the little baggie you got. You should have Velcro tabs for your cape. And the thing to know about the Velcro tab is that the tabs are going to overlap. So you want one piece of Velcro on the back side of one and one piece of Velcro on the front side. If you put them on the same side, they end up going like this or like this, and that's not as much fun. When you do one on the back and one on the front, and it doesn't matter which way, then they overlap around the kid's neck and it's much more comfortable, right? And again, it sort of maximizes the space. There is sticky stuff on the back of the Velcro, but I would use a little glue just to reinforce it because they will, they rip them on and off. So let's make sure it stays on. And so that's it. You've got yourself a cape. So we'd love for you to take pictures of your family or yourself, or have your family take a picture of you making your cape. I would love, if you're going to show off the finished one, hold it off to the side, because when you hold it in front of you, it looks like a giant bib. And that's not as much fun as a cape. Or you can put it on yourself or a family member backwards, give it a little superhero-ness, or look behind, and that's a super fun way to do it too. If you have any questions while you're doing it, feel free to text me or call me. My number is 480-227-0460. I can answer any questions, or email me at Chris, C-H-R-I-S, at handsonphoenix.org. But we hope you have fun. The kids from Kids on the Move are going to be super excited to get these capes. They're already looking forward to it. Their Head Start program and their Family Services program are going to get them depending on how many we finish. And so that's it. Thanks so much, and have fun. Bye.